103.2.
Well, the rumours first began a couple of days ago. Could Nigel Clough become the next Mansfield Town manager? There was speculation the former Burton Albion, Derby and Sheffield United boss may be the one to succeed Graham Coughlin, who was sacked last week. Many thought, though, that although it would be a dream appointment, it would be a bridge too far to be true. But yesterday, our sources told us Clough was to be announced as Stags manager, and this lunchtime it was made official. Nigel Clough pictured holding up an amber and blue shirt at the One Call Stadium.
How would you describe the man, Nigel Clough?
How would you describe him? I don't think a few words can.
He's been a legend for this football club, hasn't he?
He can be ruthless at times.
He's such a unique manager. If he tells you something once, he may tell you a second time, but he won't tell you a third. I wish I met him 10, 15 years ago. I wish I had him in my career a long time ago.
So 5 years then. Can you take us back to the time before you were appointed as manager, as best as you can recollect it? How did it come about, you becoming the new Mansfield Town manager?
I can't really remember. Obviously the job became available when Graham left, and it just sort of had a chat with Gary and Andy and Simon, and I think it went from there. I think the next stage was speaking to David Sharp, had a chat with him, and then the owners on Zoom or whatever it was, I believe, and then everything went from there.
When you're coming into a new job and you've had 4 clubs, you've managed 4 clubs, you've got so much to do, I imagine, so many people to meet and that type of thing. How do you, now are you focused just on the football?
Well, it's identifying, that's the biggest priority when you go in. Yes, you have to get to know everybody in the club and everything like that, but it's really concentrating on the playing side because you need results. Identifying as quickly as possible who's going to help you get those results, the best players within the squad, trying to get a balance to the team. Some are still with us now, 5 years on. You look, Steve McLaughlin was here, Jordan Barry was here, George Maris was here, and I think that's a good sign as well that Quinny came in later, but to have 3 over 5 years, I think, because of the high turnover in football, I think that's quite unusual.
It was tough back then, obviously, like I said, no fans, it was COVID, and we didn't get off to a great start. And obviously back then it was under Graham, a lot of new players, and we just weren't gelling. And we didn't know when was gonna win. We obviously was trying to get as many points as a draw or anything like that. We ended up getting a few, but it was a struggle to try and get a win.
I don't think we won for 10 games that start of that season. It was kind of like, it was a shock because we were all sort of new signings as well. It was a shock to look round and see us doing that bad.
Obviously, you don't want to see any manager get sacked, but he ended up getting sacked. We didn't get any wins, and then it was the start of a new era with the gaffer.
Gaffer came in, and I remember Sunderland away, his first game, and he was in the stand, and just the difference in atmosphere around the place. We went on and won that game away.
And I was up in the stands, and then he came in at half-time and came in after the game, and he just had that, that aura about him, that presence. You just knew, you just felt like you didn't want to disappoint straight away. And obviously, he's a massive name in football, and he's done good things with Burton and obviously Derby, Sheffield United. So obviously we all knew him, all aware of him. So we knew it was a great appointment.
We heard that he's taken charge, and the first thing was we beat Sunderland in that cup. And I remember we were all sitting in the bus, and he shouted in the bus that to the driver to stop and get the lads' beers in the way. And we thought, wow, never had this before. And from there, it's been a hell of a journey.
I remember the gaffer coming in and results picked up. We knew it wasn't good enough where we finished that season, but we knew going forward that we'd seen enough in that half a season or just over half a season that was going to do good things, or things were going to get a lot better. So as players, you can take confidence from what you've seen previous, and then obviously the few seasons after, they've gone on to do what they have done, get promoted and be sustainable in League One, which is great.
Let's speak about the first season and reflect upon it, because you came in and the side was third from bottom, 22nd in Sky Bet League 2, had not won a game in 14 matches in all competitions. Can you recall what sort of squad and environment you had walked into?
Well, they were low on confidence. I think that would be pretty fair to say, having not won. We'd seen a few of the games and everything, and they were just in that sort of period which teams get into. You see it even with the likes of Wolves now, where you can't win a game to save your life and you can't get a point, and you just say, right, let's get back to basics a little bit, try and keep clean sheets, try and get a 0-0, and then build from there, really. It's 5 years ago. I can't really remember. It's getting spirits up and things like that, which is everybody's job, the staff and everybody. And as much as I don't like seeing managers go, sometimes it is necessary to sort of rejuvenate things and reset that sort of things. And for whatever reason, you do get a little bit of a lift from players when they have a change, and it shouldn't be the case.
At the end of that first season, the Stags finished, I think it was 16th in Sky Bet League 2, so pretty comfortably and far away from the relegation trapdoor. What are your recollections of that season, from when you came in to finishing at Port Vale?
Well, that was the aim, to stay up. When you're third from bottom in sort of October, November, then realistically, that's the target, and we achieved that. So, and all the time, once you're getting towards getting safe, then in the back of your mind, you're planning for the season after. Which of these players, do we still want around? We're looking around for new signings and everything like that. So that's an ongoing process while you're still trying to win the matches.
What about the season after? I mean, that was incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was on where we couldn't win a game again to save our lives. We had that, which is those sort of runs that you get into.
I think when you're losing game after game, you can't see a win coming for love nor money. It is hard to think we're gonna end up going to Wembley or getting into the playoffs. So it is hard to see, but the manager on the training ground, he doesn't let the previous results affect training. He wants you still training positively, training well, working hard. So it's hard to see what's coming, but I'm guessing he knows if he keeps doing what he's doing and he believes in you, then results will eventually turn and you will go on a good run.
We went to Exeter with a lot of injuries, 2 young fullbacks, lost 2-1, very narrow defeat. But even after that, we weren't too down, because we knew from the Port Vale game and little bits at Exeter as well, that it was starting to turn. We didn't think it would turn as spectacularly as it did, but that's just the way football is. And if you want to highlight any instance of confidence and how big a role it plays in football and footballers, you just have to look at that run.
Forward for Quinn. If he leaves it for Hewitt, he'll be onside. Hewitt's ball into the middle, turned into the net by Stephen McLaughlin, and Mansfield have the lead. Brilliant play down the right-hand side, and Hewitt's ball into the middle is turned into the net by Stephen McLaughlin.
Remarkable to get to Wembley, wasn't it? Because the run was tremendous.
Were we second bottom or something like that? Did we actually get?
Yeah.
After Northampton and Exeter, did we? I don't know how low we actually went.
It was either bottom or second from bottom, yeah.
And then to finish up at Wembley on the incredible run that we went on, it was. And I think it got the whole club going as well. Got everybody together and really got people behind the club again. Especially after COVID, because it was a double thing. They'd had a rough start, and then we'd had the COVID with no supporters and everything. So it was I think a time in that 6 months where a time of optimism where everybody came back together.
Is it fair to say in the Wembley playoff final you were perhaps considered favourites, given the form that you're on the day, everything conspired against you?
Yeah, it was funny. We never felt right in the build-up to it. For some reason, when you look back, and that's easy to say, with hindsight, but it never felt quite right. And, we went out and we were in reasonable form. We were happy with the team that we'd picked. But yeah, just all went against us on the day, and we were a shadow of what we were in the previous few months.
Port Vale feel this is their time, and it might well be! And Wilson will pick up the pieces! In the 35th minute, Mansfield Town are 2 goals down and a man light. We find Benning! Wouldn't you just know it? The former Mansfield Town man seals it for Port Vale.
I don't think I'd ever seen you as crestfallen as after the 90 minutes. What was going through your mind and heart? Because that was it. After all the roller coaster of the season that had passed, that was the game that decided the destiny for Mansfield that season.
That season, yeah, it was 18, 20 months' work. Went down the pan in 45 minutes. And for the owners, for everybody, we were all absolutely crestfallen and devastated. We didn't go into it thinking we were going to walk. It wasn't overconfidence or anything like that. It was just on the day they were better than us. That happens in football.
What is the manager like in the sanctuary of the dressing room?
He's definitely not one to get on the wrong side of if you had a bad result or a bad performance, but I think that it gives you that extra 10% not to do anything wrong and try and come in with a result. You won't ask too much of you on the field, like you just give it your all, and that's all he ever asks. And I think if you give it your all, normally you'll get something out of the game. But sort of the games we haven't, he can rip into you, but it'll stay with you, so you don't want to do that again.
It can be intense because he's just fans will hear him on the sideline or his interviews after. He wants to win. Obviously, he wants us to play well, but the main objective is to win. He's a winner, and that's what it's like. He will always say to me, no mistakes, things like that. Do your jobs. It's everyone just do your jobs. He tries to make it as comfortable for everyone. He's not like giving loads of information to try and like put people off or anything like that. He gives you the basic information, what you need to know to do your job right.
Never rarely talk about the opposition, never. It's mainly about us and what we do. And he always just says, like, have a go. That's all he wants is you to have a go, and he'll say that before we go out, and he just wants you to run and work hard. On away games, he would touch on the fans that have travel. He says they always pay good money to come and travel, and do not let them down. That's one thing that you don't do. And again, have a go. That's all I ask, and that's really it. As I say, he doesn't fill you with information. It's just gives you enough to go out and perform.
Season after, 1 goal away from getting into the playoffs in a season which were really hampered by injuries.
Yeah, I think that was without a doubt, that was the reason that we didn't make the playoffs. But to get so close, and I think we played some very, very good stuff that season. And you saw the team stretched at times and still getting results and still hanging on in there and challenging. And right up until the last minute of the last game, we were in with a chance. And we were trying at Colchester to get that third goal. It was at Colchester, wasn't it? And we couldn't quite manage it. But still, I thought it was an absolutely brilliant effort over the 9 months by everybody, considering what we had to deal with.
To miss out on a goal was a killer. Obviously, I didn't know that was my last season at the time. But yeah, disappointing that we didn't get in the playoffs, disappointing that we didn't end on a high. I'd have loved to have been there when Mansfield did get promoted, because it would have, I think at that stage of my career, would have finished it off nicely.
The campaign thereafter, memorable, historic, it'll be etched into the club's history books. The promotion at last to Sky Bet League One.
Yeah.
Could you talk us through that? Because it really was a season to remember.
Yeah, it's funny because the devastation we felt and everything after when you're losing the playoff final, that next season was so tough with everything, and to get so close. We sat down in the summer and we said to the players at the start of the season, there's only one outcome of it. We're going forward. We're not going for playoffs. We're going for top 3. So it was an absolute clear focus right from day one. And they came back pre-season. If we'd have made the playoffs, we wouldn't have seen it as a success. And I think we set our stall out from that first day. And it was a very memorable season for everybody.
I think it was around Christmas time I started to think this is the group to do it. Like the players that we had Davo, we had good players and good players that could score goals, and that felt like the difference in the previous years. We had the goal scorers and we were definitely better at the back sort of thing, but I think we realised it quite early on. I think the previous campaigns we were a bit like, maybe we'll make playoffs, we'll definitely be in and around it, but have we got enough to go? And then the promotion season, like you said, I knew quite early on, I've never been promoted before that either, so it was probably naive of me to say this is probably the team, but I think day to day we were so much better than a League Two club.
It's one of the proudest moments I've had in football. It felt like it was a long time coming, because from the 2 seasons before, obviously missing out with being so disappointed in the playoff final and then missing out by a goal the year before to get into the playoffs. It felt like it was always coming, but as soon as that whistle went, it was such a relief. And yeah, it was amazing. Celebrations after Davo again. I think he was still drunk the next Saturday. But that's what it was. That's what it was. The gaffer was, but the gaffer still wanted to keep on winning after that. He didn't want to stop there. Barrow away the last game of the season, he could have just easily just gone and said, the team haven't been playing, and the team that hasn't been playing, go out and play. But he wanted to come second, and that's what I say. He just wants to win, and that's how he is. But overall, it was an amazing feeling when that whistle went. All the fans ran onto the pitch. Yeah, it was such a good feeling.
There's the highs and lows of football. 2 years earlier at Wembley, absolutely devastated, and then you go to MK Dons and we get that result, and news, damn it, we're there.
The Stags are promoted to the 3rd tier of English football, and they are back in the 3rd tier for the first time in 21 years.
Just finally, what do you have to say to the supporters who have backed you all season long?
Not just all season, 3.5 years. And we'll still go back to the Northampton one. We still talk about it. We lost 2-0 at Northampton. We came here and played Port Vale. We drew 1-1, missed a penalty, and the lads were absolutely magnificent, and they gave us a standing ovation going off the pitch. That's for that sort of a time when you think back, for that sort of support and backing. Tonight's for that.
We're delighted for you. Well done.
We're delighted for you.
And last year, you stayed up. Another notable season for Mansfield, staying in the 3rd tier.
That's it, and that was our aim again. Clear aim, stay in the league. Not been achieved for 35 years here. So I don't think that was being pessimistic or anything. We had an unbelievably good start, and I remember after the Stockport game, we were sitting on 37 points and thinking, right, we need another 4 wins here, next however, and it took us an age to get them. But spread out over the whole season, I think it was a good season. Too many injuries again, which hampered us at times. At key times, I think key players as well. But over the course of the season, we'd have taken 54 points at the start of it, and in the end, comfortably stayed up.
I think we've just kept getting higher and higher, and we finished well in League One last year. We could go even higher this year. I think there's no reason to say that we can't go up again. Do you know what I mean? Like we're gonna sign good players. You've seen the quality of players coming in this season. Just keeps taking us to another level. So under the gaffer, hopefully he stays as long as he can, sort of thing, and we'll see where this club goes. But I can't see why we can't go up one more level and see where that takes us.
What's the secret to his success, would you say?
For me, it's easy. The secret to success is he treats you like a person, doesn't treat you like a number on a sheet of paper. He actually treats you like a human being, which I've never ever had. That's for me is the main reason why I love it here. Anything going on with your family, things like that, that is priority. It's not as if you're like, okay, you can have a day off, but you're back in the next day. It's take as long as you need and get ready and then come back in. And that, I've had loads of managers in my career would never do that. And that's, for me, that's one of his biggest assets is he treats you like a person, yeah.
You don't go this far in the game without being a good person as well, and that's what I feel like everyone loves him around the place. Speaking for myself, I've loved every minute of being here, working with him, not just from on the pitch, off it as well, and it just shows that you can, when you come into training, you can bring your dog in, you can bring your kids in. He just wants it to feel like that family place and feel like everyone's welcome.
He's got rid of players in the past that hasn't fit in with the group, or they're not doing it on the pitch, and you know, if you don't do it for this gaffer, you won't be here, sort of thing. So I think, you know, as soon as you walk in them doors, that you have to perform on the pitch, but you have to be good round the place. You can't be downbeat and feeling sorry for yourself. You got to really give it your all, and you got to show you're a good pro out on the grass.
He just gets football. He understands it. He's been around it since he was 4 or 5 with his dad, so he's been around it a long time. He knows when the lads need a day off. He knows when the lads need to come in. He knows when the lads need a rollicking. He'll rollick the experienced lads. He'll rollick the young lads. He just knows the right moment to do the right thing. He doesn't get many decisions wrong on when to do that kind of thing.
I feel like I say, the hard work, he demands hard work, and I feel like Mansfield is a town of hard work. They see that, they can see the passion on the sideline, that how he is, regardless of what the score is. We could be 5-0 up and he's still out there demanding high standards. And I think he's just been the perfect fit, because it's something that I feel like Mansfield's needed for a while, and he's been around. He knows the game better than anyone. So and he's learnt off a great manager himself in his dad. So he's so fair play to him to come into here and do what he's done.
How would you describe the man, Nigel Clough?
He's been a legend for this football club, hasn't he? Like, the amount of wins he's had, he's got the club promoted, which I know Mansfield have been trying to get that promotion for years. Like, I came here to do that, and I think there couldn't have been a better man to get us over the line.
It's tough, because I don't think a few words can, but he's had such an impact on my career, going from striker to centre-back, left back, right back, wherever you want to put me. You just don't see anyone like that. So he's such a unique manager, and it's, like I say, when that day comes, it's going to be a shame when he's out the game.
Yeah, make you run through a brick wall for him, absolutely. It still does. I think if you ask anybody, it's the same. Because the way he treats people is extraordinary compared to how I've been treated in the past. So yeah, he's a good man.
Looking back on the 5 years, what are you most proud of?
I think the progress the club's made in general over that 5 years, and the owners play a big part in that. You know, we sit here now, the lovely training ground that was already here has been improved with the new gym. We have to keep driving forward here and improving facilities. You look at the stadium now with the new stand, phase 1 done, 750 seats, phase 2 hopefully going ahead as well. Look at the academy, how they've improved their performances and their standards over the last 5 years as well. When we first came in 5 years, you're looking at players, if anybody to go in, and it was a very new academy, and there wasn't too much. I think now we've got about eight or nine players with a chance in the next few years of making the first team. I think the squad that we have now in the first team, quality-wise, when they're all fit, is as good as obviously any time we've had in the last 5 years. It's getting them all available, and here we are, mid-November, not able to not having a full squad to choose from at any point since the start of the season. So it'd be nice to have that at some point this season and actually see, the strength of what we really do have.
Supporters see matches and performances at the weekend on the odd midweek game, but I'm guessing that it's in the week, day to day, where the foundations are built towards a weekend. How do you go about managing things here and players here and ensuring standards are where they want to be on a daily basis as manager?
Well, that's where it all starts here, because we play an hour and a half a week. We're in training a lot more often than that, so standards have to be set very early. When you come into a job, first of all, this is what is expected of you, and some players can't manage that, which is fair enough through whatever. Some don't want to, some can't. So then we move on and we try and bring in players that can do that. But it's, again, creating an environment here at RH where people look forward to coming to work in the morning, and there's a good atmosphere, but there's an atmosphere also where people come to work. This is your work, this is your job. And when you come in, yes, you come in to enjoy it and everything, but primarily you're here to work. We don't train long hours, we don't have them in, 3 hours in the afternoon or anything like that. But when you are out there on the training pitch, for whatever period we're training, you'll do it properly and you'll do it at the maximum. And that's something we've always done.
Why do you think you've been so effective and successful here?
I don't know. You'd have to ask somebody else that question. I don't know. Getting good people around you certainly helps. That's an absolute vital component of anything. Working with good people. Good players, good people, good staff, and if you're working with good people, you have a chance.
He treats you like a human, and I've had some issues off the field about a couple of years ago on the promotion season, and the way he dealt with that with me, as I say, was extraordinary. Some of the days off he gave me, he let me go back home. But it never ever affected the Saturday, which in other clubs you're out. You wouldn't be anywhere near it. But he kept me around it, which I needed at the time. I needed to be around it. He understood that as well. But for me, doing that, I'll be forever grateful. Yeah.
When my little girl was born, she was born on a Sunday, we had Doncaster on the Tuesday night. I remember Gaffer saying, "Do you want to play?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just want to get out of the house, really." And I was like, "Yeah." So he picked me up on the coach near Doncaster somewhere. He's come to the back of the bus and he was like, "Oh, have you got a name for your little girl?" And I was like, "Yeah, Esme." He was like, "Oh, lovely name. Any middle names?" And I was like, "Yeah, Margot. My girlfriend wanted her to be called Margaret, but I said, nah, that's such an old name. Yeah, you know where it's going." He went, "Oh, lovely, that's my wife's name." And yeah, it wasn't a great moment for me. The bus exploded, but I scored that night. I think if I hadn't scored, I wouldn't be talking to you right now, so it's a good job I did.
Can we expect another 5 years of you here?
No, I don't think so. Let's see if we can get through another 5 weeks, shall we? Let's see if we can get to Christmas first of all, and see how we get. See how we're looking at Christmas. Having gone for the run that we had last January, it is almost sort of little batches of games. Get us through to the international break this week, Huddersfield and Northampton, and then we look at it again. On paper, it's an unbelievably tough run after that, but I think we're capable of competing. So no, we'll just take it a few weeks at a time, if you don't mind. We're getting on a bit,
You're too experienced to take anything for granted, are you?
Definitely, nothing at all. Harrogate, people think, oh, we're going to turn up on Saturday and beat Harrogate. We knew how hard the game was going to be, which is why we put the best possible team we thought on the pitch to try and win the game, because never ever take one game or anything for granted.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.